Taute. Let's get you all the updates you need to know on the movement of Cyclone Taute. It's now been declared as an extremely severe cyclonic storm, so it's intensified before making landfall. It's inching currently towards the coast of Gujarat. The cyclone is heading towards the center of the southern bulge of Gujarat. It's expected to make landfall near Diu by this evening. Mumbai is not at the direct line of threat of the cyclone, but it is witnessing rains accompanied with strong winds. The operation of the Mumbai monorail has been suspended for the day. The BMC has also issued an appeal to all people not to venture near the seas. The Bandra Worli Sea Link has been closed for commuters till further notice. According to the Met Department, moderate to intense spells of rain with gusty winds reaching 75 to 85 kilometers per hour is likely to occur at isolated places in Mumbai, Thane, Raigad, Palghar, as well as Ratnagiri districts of Maharashtra. Ahead of landfall, in Gujarat, an earthquake measuring 4.5 on the Richter scale has hit Amreli district of Gujarat. The NDRF has deployed over 50 teams in the state for evacuation and rescue. Nearly 1.5 lakh people so far have been shifted from low-lying coastal areas in Gujarat. 2 people in Goa have lost their lives so far. Over 100 houses have been damaged due to strong winds. Several roads also completely blocked in the state. Let's focus also on the state of Kerala, where cyclonic winds led to damage of property. Heavy rains caused waterlogging in several parts of Alappuzha. 6 people have so far lost their lives, 4 in Karnataka, 2 deaths in Goa. Mustafa Sheikh is joining us live from Mumbai with the latest updates of what's happening in the city. Mustafa, I understand that the rainfall has increased now in parts of the city. I can see that it's very, very windy also around you. The Bandra Worli Sea Link has also been closed. Is this because of the high tide, and for how long?
Well, yes, Akshita, the Bandra Worli Sea Link has been closed because you can see the wind speed at this is Girgaon Chowpatty, and you can witness the heavy rains and wind speed. And because Bandra Worli Sea Link is a road, both the side there is a sea face, there is a high risk for the vehicles which would be inside that's connecting sea link. Now you can understand that this side of Girgaon Chowpatty, if you see the other way, there is strong winds which can be seen with heavy rainfalls. The police has been deployed. There is minimal traffic on the road, but the damage which would be done mostly will be the strong winds which are blowing in and around the city of Mumbai, especially the coastal areas. Earlier we were showing you the visuals of Gateway of India where there were strong winds, and now again here in the Girgaon Chowpatty area, which is the coastal beach area, nobody has been allowed to venture near these areas. But these strong winds are leading to tree collapse incidents, and due to those, there are accidents happening. People are getting injured. So last year there was a Nisarg cyclone in Mumbai, but the impact of it was not as much as this. There was prediction made, but the extreme severity of the cyclone can still be witnessed in Mumbai as it passes by the latitude of Mumbai in the Arabian Sea. You can imagine the eye of this storm would be so strong and so extreme when it hits the South Gujarat. You can only pray and hope that there is minimal damage in Gujarat. But here in Mumbai, if you see that there are rescue guards which are there at the area of the beaches, so that in any incident people can be rescued. But the NDRF present in Juhu and other places are also saying that till the time the storm doesn't pass by, if the wind blows and rains this heavily, the rescue operations will also be difficult to be carried out. So at this point of time, there is a peak of cyclone which is passing by Mumbai. We are witnessing it with strong winds, heavy rainfall at various parts of Mumbai. There were warnings given, and hence COVID patients were shifted from the field hospitals to a safer location. There were trees which were trimmed. There were trees which were tied to rope so that the trees don't fall. There is no incident being reported. But the gusty winds which were predicted are happening in Mumbai, due to which there is damage being reported in many parts of the city. And for few hours, this is going to continue like this. You can see the cyclonic waves. As soon as the wave passes by, the wind speed increases, and due to which the rains which are hitting the ground is also heavy. And there are few locations while we were traveling at Marine Drive, we witnessed waterlogging. So if the rainfall continues in Mumbai the way it is continuing, there can be reports of waterlogging. from other parts of Mumbai, because that is something which is reported in monsoon season. The
Right.
rains were not expected to be this heavy, but due to the extreme conditions of the cyclone, heavy rains are being witnessed since Monday morning in Mumbai, be it Gateway of India, Juhu, Girgaon Chowpatty. The coastal areas are the worst hit in Mumbai due to the waves and the rains which are happening. The main damage point here is due to the trees. It's on the old structures in the city of Mumbai. Those will be the structures which will be heavily damaged because the wind speed since last night. There is this wind speed going on. There are heavy rainfall going on, and hence the impact could be the most. BMC claims that they have prepared for this disaster to mitigate it as much as possible. But what is the exact damage which has been done will be only able to understand once this peak of the cyclone passes by. Back to you, Akshita.
Mustafa, stay safe. And for all the Mumbaikars watching this broadcast, stay inside your homes for the next few hours. That's when wind speeds will further pick up. There will be more rain. A lot of questions about how Mumbai and Maharashtra is going to be dealing with the cyclone at a time when you also have the COVID crisis. A number of steps that have been taken at hospitals to ensure that power outages don't affect them and that there is non-stop oxygen supply as well. Vaccination centers for today, vaccine process has really been suspended. Pankaj Upadhyay gets you this report.
मुंबई में इस वक्त मूसलाधार बारिश हो रही है, लेकिन इस मूसलाधार बारिश से कोविड सेंटर और वैक्सीनेशन सेंटर्स का क्या हाल हुआ है, ये आपको बताना चाहते हैं। इस वक्त हम मुंबई के बीकेसी इलाके में कोविड हॉस्पिटल और बीकेसी वैक्सीनेशन सेंटर पर मौजूद हैं। देखिए, सबसे पहले जो आप देख रहे हैं वैक्सीनेशन सेंटर है, जो टॉप इसका जो पतरा है जो लगाया गया था, जो कवरिंग है, सफ़ेद रंग की कवरिंग है, तेज़ बारिश और हवा के चलते वो ही इस वक्त अलग हो गई है। अब अच्छी बात यह है कि तेज़ बारिश के चलते और तूफान को देखते हुए आज वैक्सीनेशन जो ड्राइव है मुंबई में सस्पेंड कर दी गई है। अगर ऐसा नहीं करते तो आज मुंबई वासियों को बहुत ज़्यादा मुसीबत का सामना करना पड़ता। अब थोड़ा सा आगे चलते हैं, अब आपको दिखाएंगे कि आखिर आगे जो कोविड हॉस्पिटल है उस स्ट्रक्चर का क्या हाल है। अच्छी बात ये रही है कि बीकेसी कोविड हॉस्पिटल से पहले ही कई पेशेंट्स हैं उनको शिफ्ट कर दिया गया। डीन है इस अस्पताल के डॉक्टर राजेश डेरे, और उनका कहना है कि करीब 198 कोविड पेशेंट्स हैं जिनको पहले ही यहां से हटा दिया गया। हालांकि उनका मानना है कि तेज़ बारिश के चलते काफ़ी जो यहां पर शेल्टर्स थे, काफ़ी जो पतरे वगैरह लगाए गए थे प्रोटेक्शन के लिए, वो ज़रूर हिले हैं, उनको नुकसान ज़रूर पहुंचा। इस वक्त आप देख सकते हैं कि किस तरीके से जो आउटर वॉल है अस्पताल की, उसमें ये जितने भी टिन के प्रोटेक्शन लगाई गई है उसको देखिए किस तरीके से यहाँ पर बांध दिया गया है। थोड़ा और आगे 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 हम जाएं, देखिए ये यहाँ पे हमको टिन की शीट्स नज़र आ रही हैं जिनको लकड़ियों से किस तरीके से बांधा गया है। अंदर स्ट्रक्चर में कहीं कोई लीकेज आई है, वहाँ पर कोई नुकसान हुआ है, इसका जवाब राजेश डेरे ने कहा कि अंदर फिलहाल कोई नुकसान नहीं हुआ है। हालांकि उनका मानना है कि तेज़ बारिश इस वक्त हो रही है, इसलिए वो इन अ स्टेट ऑफ अलर्ट हैं। तमाम जितने डॉक्टर्स हैं बीकेसी जंबो वैक्सीनेशन सेंटर के और कोविड हॉस्पिटल के, वो इस वक्त भी बीकेसी फैसिलिटी के अंदर ही हैं। लेकिन अच्छी बात ये रही कि आज के दिन वैक्सीनेशन ड्राइव रोक दी गई और तमाम जो पेशेंट्स थे कोविड हॉस्पिटल में उनको पहले ही सेफ और सरकारी अस्पतालों में शिफ्ट कर दिया गया। कैमरा पर्सन राकेश सालस्कर के साथ पंकज उपाध्याय, मुंबई आज तक।
आप देख सकते हैं कि जो वेरावल का समुद्र तट है वो काफ़ी रफ हो चुका है और यहाँ पे जो पुलिस है, पुलिस भी अब लोगों को जो समुद्र के किनारे पे सुबह सुबह आए हुए थे उन लोगों को यहाँ पे खदेड़ने का काम पुलिस ने भी शुरू कर दिया है। साथ ही एनडीआरएफ की जो टीमें हैं वो भी पूरे गुजरात में तैनात कर दी गई है और ख़ास करके जो कोस्टल इलाके हैं, समुद्र तट वाले शहर है, वहाँ पे इस टीमों को तैनात कर दिया गया है। वही कोविड केयर सेंटर की बात की जाए तो यहाँ पे भी जो आईसीयू ऑन व्हील है उसको स्टैंड बाय पे रखा गया है। साथ ही सभी जो अस्पताल है, जो कोविड के अस्पताल है, उनको बताया गया है कि वो 24 घंटे का ऑक्सीजन जो है वो सरप्लस लेकर चले। कहीं पे भी सड़क अगर बंद हो जाएगी और ऑक्सीजन की जो ट्रक्स वगैरह नहीं पहुंच पाएगी तो दिक्कत होगी, जिसके चलते ये कहा गया है कि वो ऑक्सीजन भी 24 घंटे का सरप्लस लेके चले। बिजली के लिए जनरेटर सेट रखाने के लिए कहा गया। आप देख सकते हैं जो पुलिस है, पुलिस यहाँ पे पहुंची हुई है। पुलिस जो मॉर्निंग वॉक करने यहाँ पे समुद्र के तट पे लोग पहुंचे हुए थे उनको अब खदेड़ने का काम यहाँ पे पुलिस ने शुरू कर दिया है, ताकि जो लोग हैं वो यहाँ से हट जाए और जब साइक्लोन का असर है वो जब यहाँ पे हो तो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों को नुकसान ना हो। कैमरामैन उज्जवल ओझा के साथ गोपी घांगर, वेरावल।
And I spoke earlier to the NDRF Director General, Mr. S.N. Pradhan. Let's listen to exactly what he said. Mr. S.N. Pradhan is joining us on this broadcast. Sir, thank you for taking the time out and joining us here on India Today. It's a difficult time for the NDRF in this kind of rescue operation because we're already dealing with the coronavirus crisis, and amid that, this kind of a natural calamity. So how do you and how does your team really ensure that, you abide by all the protocol as far as COVID-appropriate behavior is concerned, and yet at the same time save lives?
Well, I think you have hit the nail on the head. It was last year also when we were tackling Cyclone Samphan and Nisarg. It was during the time of COVID. COVID had just begun, and I always used to call it a double whammy, a double challenge. I think the double challenge is now quadrupled in this case of pandemic, which is going very, very strong. So, yes, it is a tough call, but NDRF is prepared for it. To start with, all the NDRF personnel have been double dosed with the vaccine, so they are well protected that way. They also observe a lot of protocols, including the outfit that they wear. You can see in the background the visual that I'm, showing, which has them wearing full body suits, and that is the kind of preparation they have made, and they also observe a lot of other protocols of hygiene and safety. Because the principle is very, very simple, because this is the beginning of the season, and if at the beginning of the season more people from NDRF get infected, then it will have an impact on the rescue operations in the better part of the season, which has just begun. So yes, this is a challenge, and of course, as far as Cyclone Tauktae is concerned, we are all on ground now. The large teams which have to fly in have flown in from Nagpur, and in Gujarat, as you were saying, more than 50 teams, including SDRF, are already spread across Gujarat in the southern coastal districts. And since Gujarat is going to bear the brunt, the preparations are of a high order. And now that the Met Department has ruled that at least on the sea, as the cyclone approaches Gujarat, is going to turn into an extremely severe cyclonic storm category. And when it lands, it will certainly be a very severe cyclonic storm, which is something like 175 to 185 gusting speeds of wind. That is going to be a tough call, and we have to ensure that people are not in harm's way. That's why evacuations have begun since yesterday, and I think the preparations are going on well. And I should hope that we'll come out on the other side relatively with not major loss to life and property.
If you're in a city that is going to be facing the wrath of Cyclone Tauktae, here are some do's and don'ts. First of all, the most important is to ignore all rumors about the cyclone, about its impact. Ensure you follow credible sources, that is the Met Department, and whatever advisory the government puts out. Ensure you are in a safe shelter if possible. If you live in a low-lying area, it may be a good idea for you to move out of your residence based on what the government has said. Keep your mobile phones charged to ensure connectivity, because remember that usually this cyclonic storm is coupled with power outages in most areas. Prepare an emergency kit with all the essentials. Keep a medical kit with you as well as all other emergency essentials. Switch off electrical as well as gas supply when the cyclone hits. This is as a precautionary measure to ensure that there is no damage reported. Keep doors and windows of your house closed as well, because the wind speeds will pick up. Again, it will lead to a lot of damage in your residence. Drink boiled or chlorinated water after the cyclone, because very often after this kind of a severe storm, you get a lot of reports about contaminated water.